Between 1943 and 1945, about 15,000 African Americans headed out to Hanford. But first, they had to arrive at the Tri-Cities of Richland, Pasco, and Kennewick. While most Hanford facilities were not formally segregated, there were no integrated barracks, and the surrounding towns had racially restrictive covenants. Jackie Peterson explains.
The Hanford area was a little bit strange in the sense that there was no formal segregation, but there wasn't a huge black population in the Tri-Cities, so Kennewick, Pasco, Richland. People weren't really sure what to do with this sudden increase in population of African Americans, and so it was not codified, but through kind of handshake deals between banks and real estate agents, essentially African Americans that wanted to stay in that area were forced to live in Pasco, which is on the other side of the Columbia River from Hanford. A lot of these towns became known as sundown towns because African Americans were not permitted to be in those towns after the sunset. And this was enforced by the Kennewick Police Department. And they would be sitting at the foot of the bridge. And if you were an African American and you would try to cross the bridge into Kennewick after sundown, you would be turned back. They would also, if they saw an African American person within the city of Kennewick after sundown, police would follow you around and ensure that you left. I've heard of places even within downtown Pasco that would refuse to serve African Americans, would refuse to serve people who actually worked at Hanford. It's like, come on, we're helping our country. You know, we're doing our duty, and yet here we are. We can't even get a hot meal in the place that we live. So people like to think that places like Washington State were free of racism or segregation, but people found ways.
At first, officials insisted that buses carrying workers from Pasco to the Hanford site needed to be segregated. But with pressure from African American workers and the NAACP, DuPont integrated the buses in February 1944.